That's good.
What a cool handle.
It's an adze.
And
Yeah. It's pretty much done there.
It's got a knuckle guard.
Yeah, gotta love that.
Yeah, I know.
I have no idea of the history, origin, or anything. Only just a feeling, like a psychic feeling about the age. Seems pretty old.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like a Cooper's adze of some...
Or shipwrights or whatever, but it's kind of similar. I've seen tools similar to that in, catalogs of Indian artifacts.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, obviously the blade is iron and steel. I think I'm seeing the steel in this comes all the way up to here,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest is iron. But yeah, it came to me in one of those carpenter's totes, the square box toolbox. That thing probably goes back to the 1600s.
Really?
It's like, wow, that's probably the oldest tool I own right there. It would be hard for me to really date it, but things like this have been used since probably 1500s or earlier. This one here, I was guessing 1600s maybe, just because that's when they were really... it came from Colombia. So when did they colonize it? Probably 1600s. These people gave me this toolbox, tote. I like this band, this iron.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it looks like you could probably adjust the bevel on that too with those wedges.
Perhaps. Yeah.
The handle is incredible. I mean, it's so comfortable and
It is, and
dense.
the cuts that are made just for that one little detail, they're not made on a bandsaw or milled out. They were cut out with the handsaw. And the old things are so beautiful because they didn't have to make this scallopy detail on it, but they did. I think those were cut by hand, and it's one of the things that attracts me to old artifacts and things. Just make beautiful what they have.
Mm-hmm.
They seem a little not straight, which is beautiful because it means they were done by hand, not
Right. Yeah, it's always this slight imperfection in something that makes it
more organic. It's
interesting.
Well, it's like this a friend of mine found a gouge, an Indian stone gouge down Danhole, and it was broken, which you'd think, oh, it's broken, but that break told me a lot more about what happened than if it had been a perfect gouge, complete and intact. It would be a gouge, and you could tell that somebody was probably making canoes or something in the area, but that it was broken. First of all, this gouge was made by an artist. It was gorgeous, and whoever was working with it when it broke had to have paid dearly for it, whether he made it, he paid for it in time, or whether he bought it and he paid for it in whatever.
Which, whatever he paid for it would represent also his time.
Exactly. And it would have been a lot.
Yeah.
And when it broke, I could almost imagine the tears. It connected me with this person on an emotional level. And then because it was such a good tool and he obviously cared about it, he pecked the end, roughed it up around the base end of the tool and remounted it and continued to use it because it was still functional, and it meant that much. But this is dogwood. You can see they grow pretty straight. When you see nice flat planes like that on a stone. Well, see, that's already nice and snug.